Well, g'day guys and girls, and welcome to episode of Team Madmullet Fishing Adventures. Well, over the next couple of episodes, we're going to head down to the Logan River, chase some muddies, and then we're going to pack up all our gear and shoot off to the Brisbane River and chase some sand crabs. Now, these two episodes is all about myth busting. Basically, old wives' tale. You cannot catch crabs in any month that has an R in it. Well, we're going to prove to you this is purely a wives' tale. Catch you out there. Well, today, it's not so much good for fishing, so we're going to hit the river and do some crabbing. Now, before we get you into the nitty-gritty side of things, I'd like to give a big shout out to Mr. Bait, Frank Lazaro, Angry Crab Products. He just set me up with some unreal pots. I'll get into these in just a second. Now, I've got my pots in the boat already baited, so when we get out there we don't have to bait on the water. It's simply put the pots up, put the float on, dump it in the water. So I'll run you through a couple of the pots he's just given me. So this first one here, it's called an alley upright. As you see, these things here, they're the arms. As you can see, these are normal pots with the PVC uprights. Now these are fairly new to the market. Watch this. So this is how easy it is to do these pots. You want to do your side first? Lift it up, clip these in, lift it up a little bit higher. Yep, there we go, now do that one. Good girl. See, that's how easy it is. My 5-year-old daughter can do it with no effort. And there you go. How good is that? Now, people will say, want to unclip it? No, unclip it. Unclip it, baby. Now people would say, but, no. People would say, hang on a sec, but these arms, they'll get tangled up. I'll show you something to get rid of that. So, you pick your pot up, you flick your arm on the inside of your pot. There you go. So you go around and do all that to every one of them, and as you see, that now cannot get caught up in other pots. So there's a bit of a trick there. So now you put it back, that's it, ready to go. So, one really good thing about both these pots is, of course, built-in bait bag. Now it's heavy duty, so the crabs have a real tough time ripping through it. And clips, top and bottom, they're new. Instead of the old galvanized ones that rust, these plastic ones are even UV treated, so there's no fading and breaking from the sun. Brings to this pot, both of them I should say for a start, are hot dip gal here in Brisbane locally, not sourced from overseas. Secondly, 10mm, nice heavy duty, so you can put them in high current flowing areas, they will not wash away. This one is 10mm bottom, 8mm top. So still a very good pot. This one is pretty much, well, or I should say these two are pretty much, the best muddy pots on the market. We'll get into the baiting side of things. Fairly simple. You want to help me bait them up, Dylan? Mm-hmm. Okay. Open these up. You get the bait. So, yep. Grab the open packet. Yep. So what we do is we're really going to load these crab pots up. Don't be stingy on the bait. So you get a chicken frame, you twist it in half. In one pot, you get the mullet. Once again, twist in half, straight in. Yep, put the mullet in this pot. Yep, as you can see, I've cut the mullet into 3 into the pot. We get the other. Yep, I'll put him in. Yep, force it in. Get it in there. Good girl. And look how easy this is. Just close it up. Hands are a bit slippery. There we go. So that is a lot better than your general fish spike, or just tying the bait in. At least It gives a bit of protection for those crabs to get in there, have a little bit of feed, but it's really hard to access that bait. The rope. It's sink rope. Mr. Bait sells these also, and I actually just do a basic splice onto the pot. 10 meters, that's what it comes standard as. I have a loop in this end, and I have a shark clip on the bit that's on my float. So all you have to do is clip your rope in, and that's it. I like to keep my float separate from the pot, easier to store. Alrighty, so the aim of this trip, can I get that one? Pull him out. Yep. The aim of this trip is we're going to the Logan River. Now it's not summer and it's not even spring. It is late May. And people will think, May, there's no crabs around in May, but I guarantee you, winter and autumn is also great crabbing. You just have to know where to crab. So, collapse these pots. Watch out, darling. Chuck them in the boat, and I'll see ya down the Logan River. Well, we've just launched near the natural boat ramp at Mark's Rocks, and we're going to go up to Mark's Rocks first off, drop these two beautiful new pots from Frank Lazaro there at Mr. Bait, and that's about 8 to 10 meters of water, and then we'll move up into the shallows. Right, we're just coming up to Mark's Rock, so I'll get this first pot ready. Love these new alley uprights. Like the spare cash, I'd definitely replace all these pots to them, because they just no effort at all when it comes to getting them ready. And the old shark clip, and it's done. As you can see, we're starting to get that nice big deep drop off, and this is the sort of depth we actually want to crab first off with these big heavy pots, at least our whole bottom. So I'll do the first one in 6 meters. And the next one, what we're going to do, we're going to aim for about that 8 to 9 meter mark and set it there. Also, a bit of a tip, when you're setting up your crab pots, make sure you don't put your arms in front of the entrances. Put them where there's no entrance, because if you put these in front of where the entrances are, you interfere with the crabs going into your pots. Alrighty, Lil. Big in.
Muscles.
Big muscles. Yep. Lift. Yep. Lift, 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 lift. Now lift and throw it in.
Good girl.
Ready? Let's go. Good girl. That one there is in 5 meters of water. Zoom in on it. Go. Chart. New waypoint. Get rid of that. That's pot number 3. Enter. Save. Now this particular pot here, being light ringed, needs to go in shallow water. You can't put this in deep water because it'll end up drifting off somewhere and losing it. Yep, go for it, Lil. Yep, big muscles, big muscles. Yep. You're right. You can stand on the pots. Woohoo! So that's all 10 pots in. It's the upcoming tide. What I'll do later on, in about 4 or 5 hours, come back out, check them, rebait them, leave them overnight, and then pick them up in the morning. Well, we're back on the river. It's 8 o'clock. Tide's well and truly on the run out. So we'll get to this first pot and start pulling, and hopefully we can start getting these beautiful Queensland mud crabs. one pot. Oh, it's a little bit heavy. You can do one of the lighter ones, yeah? Alrighty. Here we go. Crabs in here. Whew! Lots of crabs. But by the looks of things, they're all jennies except for one, maybe two. Alright. Alright, so that's a jenny, as you can see by the roundness of the carapace. And that one's there as a buck, you see by the point. Now it's definitely not legal, but we have a look. As you can see there, way too small, and Queensland's illegal to keep any females or any undersized crab. I'll put a little bit of fresh bait in it. It's always good to keep fresh bait going in the pot. Another good 3 pieces. Really load the pot up. Don't be shy on your bait, like I said earlier. Close it back up. I'll move this pot a little bit different area, because we're all looking at jennies and undersized crab there. Help pull this one up. Let's give it a go. Stand up, stand here. Remember the boat's safe and pull. Yep, pull. Very good. Go, 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 go. Is it very hard? Not really. Pretty easy pulling pots, isn't it? Let's rope out of the way for you. Where are you? No, over here. Over here. Yep, keep going. Pull, pull, pull. Nearly there. Keep pulling.
My hands are hurting.
That's okay. Is there going to be a big muddy in here?
I think.
You think? Oh, here it is. Whoa. Might be one legal in that. Right. First crab. Jenny. Another Jenny. Another Jenny. Females are always feisty. That's a male. And let's see. Yep, as you can see there, he's full, he's legal, and he's full. Check that out. Unreal crab, that one. Also, besides the Maltese cross here, can bit of a press underneath. There's hardly any give. Right. May have one legal buck here. The rest are jennies. Now what I also have been doing is zip tying my pots shut. Just helps stop share farmers. They can't work as quick. That muddy there is actually still eating. Put him on the measurer. Yep. As you can see there, that's touching. Another little legal crab. Now as you see, I've kept this pot in. What I've been working out is the majority of the crab are hanging in the main basin of the Logan River and not up the little creek, so the pots aren't doing so good in bringing them back out into the main basin, and hopefully they'll do the trick for when I get them in the morning. Number 9. And all jennies, and there's actually a couple of sandy jennies in this one, so I'll keep this one in the boat too, and I'll move it to a different area. Well, good morning guys and girls. Well, last night we've got between 50 and 60 crabs. Really good haul, but only 2 legals. Now we slept in a bit, had a really good bacon egg breakfast with a bit of fruit salad on the side. It's 9:30, we come down to check the pots again. Now hopefully share farmers haven't got a hold of them or even stolen them. So let's start this motor up and get out there and check them. Speak to the camera. What are you saying?
Come on.
Oh,
Don't be shy.
you drop that. Drop it. Good go.
Hello guys, we have our first.
Talk to the camera loudly.
Hello guys, we have our first pot.
We're pulling our first pot, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep pulling.
It's heavy.
It is.
My hands are not hurting.
They're not hurting, yeah, because they're not cold. Last night you were cold.
Yeah.
How many crabs do you reckon we got?
13.
13.
It's pulling though.
It'd be pretty cool if there was 13 legal mud crabs in there.
Yeah.
Oh, straight up and down. Nearly there. Oh, I can see it. I can see it. Ready? And only a couple of small ones. Yep. And I see it. Pull it up. Yep. You.
One big one.
Yep, that's illegal, darling.
He's a big one though.
Nice colour, that one actually.
Yeah. He's a big one, is he, darling?
Yeah.
So this crab pot here, was the one we actually got nothing in last night, so that move paid dividends. There we go. First muddy. And as you can see, legal. Not the fullest, probably about half to 3/4 full, but number 3 and going towards a good feed. Now the beauty about these clips is you can get rid of the float, so your pot stays nice and flat on the floor. Well, that's a big bull route. Now I'll get this fish out of the pot and I'll show you. This one's been checked. My zip tie's actually gone. So someone has raided this pot, which is very disappointing. Hope karma comes back and bites you fair in the ass. Now these fish, if you get spiked by them, will inflict quite a bit of pain. So all across the dorsal fin here, you got spikes on the gills, on the pectoral fins, on the anal fin, there's full of spikes. Handle with care. Realistically, I advise not to handle these fish unless you know what you're doing. Keep going.
Can you see something?
Yeah, I can just see it. Keep going, one more. There we go. You ready? Pull it up. And another legal muddy. Right. There we go. Nice big male. Just starting to get that coloration. That's his mouth there, darling.
Can he bite us?
Oh, these he can. So do the old compression test, and there's basically nil movement in that crab. And as you see, well and truly legal. This one feels heavy. Yep. Ew. Another legal buck. Nah, just the one. And that one's actually been checked as well.
Oh, he shot his arm.
Yep.
Oh, because he's got the other rib.
Well,
Another crab.
no. Another crab. Well and truly legal. And look at that nice big crab. Nice big crab claw. Now, even though it's very tempting to keep these claws, it's actually illegal to possess claws of any crab that isn't attached to the body, because they can't prove whether it's legal or not, so they go back. Alright, see how we go. Here we go. Now this one in particular here is Frank Lazzaro's heavy duty pot. Now it's 10mm galvanized rings. All the rings get galvanized here in Brisbane, so it's all locally made, and also Frank makes the pots by hand. So we've probably got one legal muddy in that one. Got my scissors. At least this one hasn't been raided. Now good thing with the new pots, your hook is UV treated and plastic, so no rusting or bending on these. You got your heavy duty built-in bait bags. As you can see, the muddy's been chewing all day, all night, and there's not one little tear in that, and that's a brand new pot too. All right. All right, first one, undersized buck. Come here, you. Goes back in the water. Little Jenny. Undersized buck. Here we go. That crab there will be nice and legal. Put the measure on it. As you see there, well and truly legal. It'll be the old compression test. There's a little bit of movement there. Not a great deal. That's not a bad crab. There you have it. It's that easy. Winter crabbing, you still will pick up crabs. Not the big volume you usually do in summer, but if you work your pots, try and work out where they're located in this distance. They're actually in the shallower water rather than the deeper water. Don't forget to contact Frank Rosario, Mr. Bait, and go onto these quality pots. Alrighty guys, don't remember to give the old thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. Until next time, cheers and good luck.